Kevin Costner's work in Waterworld waxes and wanes. Madam Web's web webs through us all. Tenant's true tally is a 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm warmed up. We can start the show. Yeah, just let me know when we're recording. Huh? They're already listening. They've been listening the whole time. The Kevin Costner bit and everything? Well, so much for being more professional. It's good to be back on today's Total Recall with Jasper and friends.
True crime would go fucking feral over someone like Longlegs. And I just, on a podcast like this,
Do it.
Them let me in now.
Should we all say Jasper's at the same time?
One, two, three.
Megalopolis!
Well, that's what he does in the movie. His hands start really close to each other, and he's down low volume wise. And then he opens up his register as he opens up his hands. So at the end, eyes bugging, hands out. Greater!
So sit back, relax. Season 2 begins right now. Welcome to Total Recall with Jasper and friends. I am your host, Jasper Pike. And to quote our Lord and Savior Sean Fantasy, quoting our Lord and Savior Tom Cruise, we are so back. I don't want to overstate things.
Sorry, you got me.
I got Lily right
I
away.
thought you were going to say, I love popcorn as your Tom Cruise quote.
You don't see that gif, you just sit there to see the popcorn.
I don't want to overstate things, but today is a big day, both for you in the future listening and for us in the present recording. For you, my lovely audience, today is February 20th, which means you are just 4 short days away from Total Recall Season 2. Can you feel it? Can you taste it?
Ow, ow.
Gunshots? Oh, Lily's going to be great today.
Yeah,
That's right. Starting Monday, February 24th, we will be back in your feeds Mondays and Thursdays with 20, count them, 20 brand spanking new episodes of the show. If you'd like to get ahead of the game and watch along with us, you can see the full list of movies we're covering on Instagram and Letterboxd, so go ahead and check that out. There's so much to look forward to this year, but you will hear all about that on Monday, because today it is time to look back. My guests and I are here to recap the year that was at the movies. They are 2 of the loveliest cinephiles the city has to offer and the co-founders and presidents of BFC, aka Bad Film Club, a wonderful organization that one Letterboxd user said, quote, wouldn't shut the fuck up. That's right, random Letterboxd bro, who happened to be in our theater. I called you out on my podcast. Take that. It's Lily and Sofia.
Woo!
We are going to give out some awards, and I will leave time for that, but I'm going to jump straight into Lily and Sophia's softball question. You are both proud evangelists of the power of in-person cinematic experiences. So my question to both of you is this. What was your favorite movie-going experience of 2024?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to not do any Bad Film Club ones, because that's like picking children. I think Dune 2, like opening night, was pretty fucking electric.
It was pretty spectacular.
Or The Substance opening night.
You took both of my answers, and we saw both of those together.
That's kind of unfair. You should have left one for her. But whatever.
In the last 10 minutes of The Substance, everyone was standing up.
We were all
like we were
standing.
watching the Super Bowl together.
That's
I was dry
incredible.
heaving. My hands were on my
Wow.
knees.
See?
I was screaming, "This is cinema!"
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Since Lily took both your answers, do you want to have another answer?
Oh man, I would also say Megalopolis.
Oh, Megalopolis might come up later on this podcast.
Yeah, it was electric derogatory.
Parentheses derogatory.
I was just groaning the entire time, as were a variety of people in the audience, and so it was really just like a a bonding experience in the worst way possible. Very memorable.
See,
Loved
I
it.
had both the same and the opposite experience, but we will talk about it. I got to see Tenet in a movie theater this year, so we're just gonna put that out there and say that was the easy answer.
I would say I loudly wept during the entirety of Interstellar.
That's true, except for when Matt Damon, spoiler alert, Matt Damon dies in Interstellar, and Lily goes like very loudly in this packed IMAX theater. It was so good.
The sound editing, a rare Chris Nolan sound editing W
Okay,
for the
okay,
death of Matt
okay.
Damon in Interstellar.
Okay. Enough of the Chris Nolan slander on my podcast. But we are not here to talk about Christopher Nolan because he did not release a movie this year, sadly. Shout out The Odyssey coming as soon as humanly possible. Okay, Sophia, Lily, and I each came up with 3 original end-of-year movie awards, which we shared with each other before recording. My only rule was that the award could not be one that's also given out by a serious awards body. So, for example, Best Screenplay is not allowed, but we could steal Best Kiss from the MTV Movie Awards, if that makes sense. The 3 of us separately picked winners for all the awards, and today, live on mic, we're going to share our champions with each other and the world. Anything else you guys want to say before we get into these awards?
It was hard.
It was very hard.
But I feel excited about mine.
We will do performance most likely to wet movie theater seats.
I would say this year horniness re-entered cinema in a big way.
Lots of horny picks
a big
this year.
needed way. We needed sex in movies again, and
Yeah.
we got most of the way there.
Most
I
of the
would
way
say
there.
there was some they should have fucked in Challengers.
Listen,
the
Challengers,
boys should have fucked
if
in
you take
Challengers.
a step back, Challengers was kind of like the start, and then we ramped up to
Yeah.
the climax, which
Yeah.
was probably Baby Girl?
I have
Nora?
okay. So
Okay, let's get into it.
would you like me to say my nominees in
Yeah,
random
say-
order and then like
say
am I
lead
saying
up
my
to a winner. Lead up to a winner. Who'd
Are
you
we all
consider
gonna go
first?
round robin
Yeah.
nominees and then say our winners?
Yeah. So I can say who I considered. You want to go?
Yeah.
I had here most likely to wet movie theater seats. Dev Patel in Monkey Man.
Not
I
on
had-
my list.
Not on my list.
I
I
had
like that.
the
Yeah.
combination of Harris Dickerson and Nicole Kidman in Baby Girl.
Mhm.
Harris is on my list.
And then I had Leah Seydoux, is that how you say it? In The Beast. Those are my 3
Excellent.
nominees that are not my winner. Who'd you guys
Okay.
have?
Okay, so
Gorgeous.
nominees and no winner.
No winner.
I have Kristen Stewart from Love Lies Bleeding.
Didn't see it.
So
Heard she
you're
was
not
muscular.
gay.
That's, you know? You said it, I didn't.
I have Josh O'Connor in Challengers.
Hot.
I also have Harris Dickinson in Baby Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Austin Butler in The Bike Riders.
Oh my God.
Which I feel like I was one of the only people to see.
I saw the Bike Riders.
And I was uncomfortably
There,
in the movie. I was not well.
Austin Butler's in the Bike Riders is truly just like, oh, the most handsome person I've ever seen in my whole life. And the
Yeah.
movie is like, oh yeah, isn't this guy so handsome? Everyone else is gonna lose their minds.
Yeah.
You're like, I get it.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like seeing Brad Pitt in Thelma and Louise,
Oh my God.
That's an excellent analogy.
which we all saw together at a
did.
bad film club screening.
Yes,
Yeah.
and an old lady 2 rows behind us audibly went, oh.
Oh.
and audibly barked. Let's not forget.
But I haven't said my winner yet.
Okay, Sophia, who did you consider here?
So I drilled it down a little bit more to
Okay.
specific moments in the
Mm.
movie that, could wet a seat.
Mhm.
And I would, everything that you guys have said for the majority are on my list. Leah Seydoux's entire face
Mm.
is on there in
So
The Beast.
true. RT.
Yes. Challengers, Mike Feist in the sauna specifically.
Mm.
Good scene. Good scene.
Towel. I would throw Josh O'Connor in there, but I think that there's something about the way that Mike Feist's towel is sitting on him. It just.
So let's say someone
Luca
hasn't
really
seen
art directed that
it. So,
towel.
wait, so
really
let's say
did.
someone hasn't seen it. If you were to describe how the towel is situated on him, what would you say?
I would say that it's low enough where you could see the V's,
Yeah, yeah.
No true pubic hair.
Sure.
But enough
I
to
feel like my face is straight
enough
down there.
to make you wanna just like
I
take a little
agree.
peek.
Yeah, it's
He's
a
smooth
tease.
down there for
Absolutely.
sure.
No,
Mike?
He's groomed. He's
Well, I
not
think-
smooth.
I think that's part of the duality of challengers. It's
Josh
so clear
O'Connor has
Josh
a
O'Connor
bush.
has body hair everywhere.
Yeah.
So best of both worlds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then my third one, not the winner, Harris Dickinson's wife pleaser in the rave scene of Baby Girl.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
It's a good call out from Baby Girl.
Thank you.
A movie I didn't like that much, but also is not for me. So
We were drunk when we saw it, so we enjoyed it.
We were 2 martinis in.
I think that's probably how I should have gone.
Yeah.
Were you barking at the screen in Baby Girl or no?
No.
No, we were silent.
We
Silent.
were focused and taking notes
Yes.
on
That's
the
so true.
on the Nicole Kidman on all fours drinking milk out of a plate scene.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
noted.
Yeah. I considered that for another category, but we'll come up later. Okay, Lily, who is your winner for performance most likely to wet movie theater seats?
Austin Butler as Fade Roth Tutu.
Oh my god.
First upset of the year. Oh my
And you
god.
know, Sophia was next to me when he came on screen, and I made a horrifying sound.
I've never heard anything like it, and I still haven't.
Oh my god. Okay.
And she gripped me in a way that was kind of crazy.
Hey, I
It worked for
in a
me.
million years I never would have thought you said that. Austin Butler, a double nominee, crazy. Okay.
Yeah, he does it for
Sophia,
me.
who did you have?
Going off of, my specific scenes,
Mm.
I am gonna have to give it to Daniel Craig's blowjob.
That's a good one as
It
well.
was a blowjob of the ages.
Yeah.
I can get more specific with mine too. I had a Mikey Madison lap dance from Honora.
Yeah, that's important.
That's important as well.
Visually, for sure.
Okay, one award down. We're gonna keep on trucking. This is gonna be the tone here.
It's gonna be loose. Loose like these legs.
Loose like these legs, exactly. I'm going to do best movie star entrance, aka the Tom Cruise Award. Some people I considered here. First off, I want to say a movie star entrance is something near and dear to my heart. It's when they can't be right away. It's like 10, 15 minutes into the movie, someone shows up, and in your head, you just say, movie star.
Yeah.
The nominees I had, very similar. I had Austin Butler in The Bike Riders because he's playing pool and he's just staring at the camera, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also had Mikey Madison in Honora, and my other person I considered was Glenn Powell in Twisters, who shows up with a big country album, like just blaring. He's driving his crazy truck.
Ain't no love in Oklahoma, am I right?
So
Yeah.
true,
Mm.
especially in Twisters, because
Yeah.
they didn't kiss.
Thanks, Steven Spielberg.
Spoiler, that might be
Hey,
on my list.
Hey, Steven Spielberg, I'm sorry your parents didn't get along super well. I'd like to see them kiss.
I'm sorry you have mommy issues.
Okay, Lily, who did you consider for best movie star entrance, aka the Tom Cruise
I
Award?
really only had 2 here, and
Okay.
you said my winner, so I don't know if I should say it.
Okay, what did you consider?
I considered Austin Butler and Dune too. When he
Hey,
the
Lily?
black and white
We know you
spoiler
considered
alert, Austin Butler
Is on every list.
is my movie star of the year.
Lily. We're well aware you considered Austin Butler.
I consider him often.
Okay, who did you have considered here, and then we'll go to the winner.
I did have Austin Butler considered. It was electric to me.
It's undeniable. It's the
Yeah.
only
So
part of that movie
good.
that works.
Wow.
That movie's bad.
I had Renee Rapp in Mean Girls
Didn't see it.
because
That will come up later for me.
she is just walking in the bitchiest little walk you ever see, and the camera just slow rolls up to her face, and she goes, "My name is Regina George,
Yeah, it's horrible.
and I'm a massive diva."
Oh,
And
wow.
I said, "Yes, you are,"
Oh my god.
but that is not my winner.
Okay. Well, which one of mine did you have winning?
Glenn Powell in Twisters.
That's an excellent
Yeah.
one. I had Kevin Costner in Horizon: An American Saga Chapter 1.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
For those of you who wants to know what happens when Kevin Costner shows up in Horizon: An American Saga Chapter 1. First up, we're an hour into the movie. He rides up in a horse. He's framed beautifully. Then he shows up to this town, and a prostitute is just throwing herself at him. She's like, "Please, Kevin Costner, will you sleep with me?" And he's like,
I have
"No."
never-
At home,
I've
Sophia's
never
like
seen-
acting out what Jasper's doing. Sophia's like silently acting out the words that Jasper is saying right now.
It's so funny because he's sitting there, and the prostitute's like, "Please, Kevin Costner, please, let's have sex. I want to have sex with you."
AKA everyone to Tom Cruise and Eyes Wide Shut.
It is the most out of pocket thing I've. How are you an hour into an American Saga with no.
Because it's a fucking saga.
It is so crazy.
It's chapter 1 of 4. Please, at David Zaslav, make the
Wait,
movies,
they're making
man.
4? I thought it was just 2.
Costner wants to make 4. He's never going to be able to do it. But I love him so much. Anyway, he refuses to sleep with the prostitute because he's a good guy. And then he spends the rest of the movie taking care of her.
Wow.
And that's nice.
I guess.
Okay, who'd you have win? I guess.
I had Jesse Plemons in Civil War winning.
Oh,
It's coming up for me later.
Civil War is also on my list for later as well.
Jesse Plemons in Civil War was.
Do you have an impression of
the
his
only
line
good
reading
part of
in
that
Civil
movie.
War?
I do not. I do not.
What kind of American are you?
I need those sunglasses. He's
Oh my
wearing.
god.
As do I.
He's looking great. Okay, our winners for Best Movie Star entrants are Kevin Costner, Austin Butler, and
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. Sorry, that was last round. And what was your winner again?
Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons.
in Civil
Much
War.
like Civil War, I forgot about it. Okay, Sophia, which one of your awards do you want to do?
Okay, we can do fictional celebrity.
Ooh, the fictional celebrity most likely to be real life famous.
Yes.
I
Alright.
think this was interesting because there's a lot of fake celebrities this year.
That's what I said. Lily struggled to understand the prompt a bit. I thought that there was a moment of like, there is a very popular person to
Yeah.
lust after,
Yeah.
and what are we gonna do about it?
What are we
sort
gonna
of
do
thing.
about it?
And there was a lot to play with. I thought.
Okay.
Yes.
I had fun with this category because I barely understood it.
Should we start there then?
Yeah, I only have 2
Okay.
nominees, and I have a winner that I feel good about.
Okay.
I feel good about my
Okay.
winner as well.
I do think that Glenn Powell's character would be legit.
I
famous in
considered this.
Twister.
I
That's
considered
on my
this.
list.
Because he's super hot and talking about tornadoes.
Well, because he's funding his whole charity operation,
Yeah.
so he's got to have some
He
views
would
on
do
there.
numbers
he
on
would do
TikTok.
numbers.
Oh
numbers.
my god. Also, like when in that movie, the first time he says chat, I'm like, this dude hasn't watched a stream in his life. He goes, sup, chat?
And he and I have that in common. And my second nominee is the British guy from Imagine Me and You.
Didn't see it.
Not Imagine
Not Imagine Me
which
and
is
You.
not the name of the movie. I am thinking of the movie with Anne Hathaway, where
Yeah.
she
Oh, the
has-
idea of you?
The
the
idea of you.
Yeah.
Yes, which I always confuse with Imagine Me and You, which is an excellent lesbian rom-com. Highly
Highly
recommend.
Wow, they're so in sync over there.
So yes, I will also say August Moon, the band, would.
But do you remember the character's name?
August Moon is the band.
I know.
From what film?
From
from the.
yes.
I
from
didn't see it.
From the MILF Lust movie.
yeah, the one
Oh,
with Anne Hathaway.
where she's dating
and
Harry
Nicholas
Styles.
Galette. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's not Harry Styles? I don't
Did
know.
you say Galette?
Galette scene?
Well, hold on. We'll insert the correct pronunciation here.
His name is pronounced Nicholas Galitzine. Also, for the record, Jasper was referring to the bike riders earlier when he said, quote, it was the only part of that movie that worked, unquote. He was, is, and always will be a fan of Dune Part 2. Okay, back to the show.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have 2 of my nominations.
What else did you have?
Naturally, and I mean, those are 2 of my 3, but I do have an honorable mention. I have 2 honorable
Do you have
mentions.
any-
First being Sky Riley and Smile 2.
Excellent.
Only for me. I don't think that she would hit critical fame.
Sure.
Like she would have like a small niche in like the lesbian pop community, but I don't think that she would ever hit like Chappell Roan status.
Hmm.
And I think that Longlegs, as a serial killer,
Oh, doing
true
numbers.
crime would go fucking feral over someone like Longlegs. And I just on a podcast like this,
Do it.
them let me in now. And I will be nice.
I kind of wish they did like a long leg spinoff that's just an 8-hour Netflix documentary.
The fandom that Longlegs would accumulate
Oh my
over
God.
3 seasons.
No one, this was not a question anyone asked, but that Longlegs would be my winner for a movie that made me want to burn down the cinema. I was enraged. Movie that we should outlaw movie marketing because of that.
Yeah.
That's no, stop that.
Ooh.
I guess okay, maybe that will be my die on a hill. But that's it with my nominees. My winner is not.
Some people I considered Wow Platinum from the film Megalopolis, who is a TV reporter and Electric Cinema. Zendaya's tennis player in Challengers.
Yep.
Also.
Mhm.
And then the other person I think is destined for fame is the heroic SoundCloud rapper from Carry On, who is constantly trying to get out his mixtape out.
That movie is so
And the only thing
ridiculous.
you know about him is that he's a SoundCloud rapper. And so every line of dialogue he has, he goes, "Hey, you doing work today? Also, here's my mixtape." I didn't bother to find him anymore. So that's what I had. And then my winner, who I think might be a universal winner, is Lady Raven from Trap.
That's not my winner.
That's absolutely not my winner.
Wow.
And I
I'm
have
a big Lady
here-
Raven stan.
I have here on my notes. Absolutely not M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Damn.
She has no
Salika
star
hater
quality.
over here. Okay.
Wait,
all
so
right.
who was your winner?
My winner was Adria Arjona's Survivor-ass character Sarah in Blink Twice.
Oh,
I
didn't
like
see
that.
it.
She was
So
gorgeous,
funny.
strong, funny. You haven't seen Blink Twice?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so
You shouldn't.
you should.
First off, I don't like when movie titles give me instructions.
Good to know.
But also, I was on vacation the week it came out, and then it was gone.
Yeah, it had a very short
Because it
theatrical
was
run, as
it
it
was
should.
bad.
Yeah.
She was a fucking fighter, to quote Licorice Pizza. And she would do absolutely fantastic on Survivor,
Mhm.
on Love Island. I could see her
Mm.
even spinning off and being a host of like
Mm.
a Big Brother type of show, maybe
Okay.
a Love is Blind.
What about
She-
her Scream's success on
Have you
these
seen
shows?
her?
No, I haven't seen this movie.
No, have you seen
have you seen
her?
her?
Who is this?
Adria Arjona? Did you see
Maybe-
Hitman?
Oh, is that the girl from
Yes.
Hitman?
Uh-huh.
Never mind, I'm on board with it. Everything Sophia's
She's out here
talking about.
climbing trees
In bikinis.
in
Oh.
bikinis with a machete.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine that on Survivor.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
that's my star
Okay,
right
I
there.
went in a very different direction.
Oh, yeah?
My only 5-star movie from 2024.
Interesting.
Matt Lohan, aka Connor O'Malley from Rap World.
Yeah.
May I quote some of my favorite lines?
Please do.
Jerking off to asses, but they're Brazilian. My mind is like Hulk Hogan mixed with Aladdin. I'm a superhero and I only kill teachers. I moved to Brooklyn to do political photography of homeless people. What I'm going through right now has not been felt since World War II by some people who were in it. Pull up in a Bugatti doing a bukkake on Benghazi.
That's the one right there.
So, did you listen to the album and then write these down, or did you remember them as soon as you walked out of the theater?
I watched it at home the
Okay.
day after
With
Donald
subtitles.
Trump was elected president.
Smart, smart.
And I needed something beautiful. And I watched it on YouTube TV because it's free. And it's amazing.
Okay.
And if he posted any of those, the numbers
Nice.
that it would do on YouTube.
Is it not on Spotify or anything?
No, they're like, so you haven't seen
I
Rap
have
World?
not seen
It
Rap
is,
World.
I cried laughing
Okay.
at this movie. But it's basically like kind of found footage documentary satire of these guys living in like Podunk, Pennsylvania, filming on like a camcorder
Yeah.
as they try and write their mixtape in their basement. Like all of their personal lives are falling apart.
Oh my
And
god.
it is so funny. Like there's
Okay.
this one scene where they find a gun. They're like, "Hey guys, I found this under my mom's bed," and it's just a gun. And they go, "Photo shoot with the gun."
Honestly, I think if I found a gun, I would think about taking some photos.
I would for
Yeah.
sure. That would be the first thing. That
Yeah, that
What am I
feels
gonna
like
do?
a.
Shoot it? It's crazy.
You gotta see this movie.
In that spirit, it doesn't count because they're not fictitious. But I watched Kneecap yesterday.
Oh, I need to see that movie.
Who I didn't knew nothing about these people,
Yeah.
and now they're my favorites.
Yeah.
I love them.
They're like
Highly
going
recommend
on
Kneecap.
tour.
Oh,
Or they came through New York, or they're coming to New York.
if they're coming to New York, I'm going to that.
Mhm.
I don't know what they're talking about in that movie because it's all in Irish, but I like the songs and they seem fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we've all done one award each.
Yep.
Lily, back to you. Which one do you want to do now?
Let's go with an easy one.
Yeah.
Movies I forgot came out.
Okay. Movie you most likely forgot came out in 2024. There's just a ton of
I
nominees
have so
here.
many.
You just want to like
Okay,
go round
yeah,
robin.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a line. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Horizon Part 1
Mm.
because I never
hold
saw
on,
it.
Hold on. You didn't say the title right. Let me go back. It's Horizon: An American Saga - Chapter 1. Okay, keep
Okay.
going.
Drive Away Dolls.
Oh, I forgot about
Listen, you're 0 for 2 here. This is right
Okay.
here.
I have intentional memory loss that Mufasa came out.
that was like a week ago.
Yeah. Intentional memory loss. Hitman.
I remember Hitman.
Yeah.
Blink Twice. I actually did forget came out. Mean Girls. I forgot came out.
I forgot about Mean Girls.
Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. I forgot came out.
We watched it for BFC.
I know.
Yeah,
I
we
forgot
all
that it
watched
came out
that
in
together.
2024.
Well, 24 is.
And should I say my winner? Should I just go for
some
it?
other nominees that I had here. Argyle was this year.
No way!
This
You're
year,
lying.
we found out who the real Agent Argyle is.
Is it not Taylor Swift?
No, it's spoiler alert. It's Bryce Dallas Howard in a blonde haircut. If it wasn't for Madam Web, the worst movie of the year. Is
We will be
Argyle.
coming back to that.
I forgot Madam Web came out this
I
week.
did
I
not.
did not know Madam Web. Locked in. Bob Marley : One Love.
No, Jasper, no.
Did
the
you
other
see
one,
that movie?
No, the other one
Okay.
that I saw when I was browsing Letterboxd was Arthur the King, where Mark
That's
Wahlberg
not
is
real.
running with the dog.
That's not
Is that a real movie?
No.
They showed ads for that during NBA games for 3 months. It felt like it was just like because it was Mark Wahlberg
Is
and
this not the last duel?
who's the guy, the Asian guy who's Shang-Chi? What's his name? He's in it, and it's those two, and they're like marathon runners
like
and a
Simu
dog
Lee?
shows. Simu Lee.
Isn't he problematic?
People just don't like it.
No, I can't tell with him.
Okay.
It feels like we're mad at him, but I can't. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe he's getting the Anne
All
Hathaway
right, what
treatment from 08.
what movies did you forget, Sophia?
The Fall Guy.
I
I thought about putting that on my list.
The Fall Guy.
like the Fall Guy.
Sure. Did you know what came out this year?
No.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for my letterbox list of movies I've seen in 24, then no. Okay.
And I don't have my winner. I already have.
Oh.
But that was it.
My winner was Kind of Kindness.
I will double down on that. That was my winner.
Wow.
Which we saw together and went,
Mm.
no. I'm gonna forget that immediately.
And we
All right.
drank an entire bottle of wine.
I think as you should.
Yeah.
That was a kind of kindness to yourself.
Yeah.
My winner here is Ghostbusters: Frozen
That
Empire,
did not come out this year.
That's not real.
which is I think the 4th, maybe 5th entry in the Ghostbusters
I thought you were saying
franchise.
highest grossing movie of the year.
Is
No.
that the one with the guy from It and like Stranger Things? The
Yeah,
the
no,
Finn
he's in
Wolfhard?
all. He's in all of them. Here's the thing:
He's not in all of them. The first Ghostbusters
gonna-
came out in like 19.
the new
80.
ones. All right, I'm gonna look up. We're on Ghostbusters here. I'm gonna look up how many sequels. There's been a 2016 reboot, which I think was the women, and then there was Ghostbusters:
Which
Afterlife.
men were very angry
I
about.
liked that movie. I was the summer I worked at a movie theater, and people were unhappy about
Is
that
that
one.
the
I
one with
remember.
Kristen Stewart's in? Did I make that up?
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig?
Oh.
Oh.
And like Leslie
I didn't see
Jones
it.
and Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, no.
It's funny, but it's like all those Paul Feig movies where it's like it's just not directed. It's just like a sitcom, and they just let actors be funny.
Mhm.
And then Ghostbusters Afterlife, and then this year's Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So there are 5 Ghostbusters movies, if you can freaking believe it.
I can't.
I can't, no.
But those are the movies we forgot this year,
Yes.
Yeah.
and we'll move back now to movies we remembered. I will do an award now. I will do Best Press Tour.
Okay.
Oh,
I
I
think
had
this
fun
is a
with
big
this
one.
one. I
All
had
right,
fun
'cause
with this
we
one.
are 3 avid consumers of movie content, and social media has figured this out. So we get all of the press tour
Mhm.
information.
Sure do.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say it was hard to avoid like recency bias here
Mm-hmm.
because
I
there's
agree.
been very loud press tours recently.
Mhm.
But where did you guys go here?
Okay.
You had
My
one person.
nominees
Yeah.
and not my winner.
Not your winner.
My winner is unfortunately going to be very obvious. I was really torn between 2.
Okay.
Okay.
My
Can we just say
my
like, the
first
winner
runner up
here's-
was Wicked.
Okay, your first runner up
My
was
first
Wicked.
runner up was
Let's
Wicked.
all say Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy
please.
Chalamet and Johanna. Like I watched the video of him gyrating on a New York City
I think it
boardwalk
was great, but again,
4 times.
to the point of recency bias, I think we forgot what Dakota Johnson did for Madam Web.
No, I'm just saving
I'm-
it. Stop talking about Madame Web.
I think-
I'm coming back to it.
And I have a real point here, which is that Craven the Hunter came out and no one saw it. People saw Madam Web because Dakota Johnson
marketed it
turned it into an
beautifully.
art piece
Yeah.
of terribleness.
It's
She
performance art.
Yeah,
She
and I
did.
think that should go unnoticed, but go awarded, which is why I'm
Yeah.
giving it my award.
My second. Oh, are we?
So you guys both did Timmy here,
Yeah. So my
which
other
is a fair
ones,
one because that Instagram stream is crazy.
it's so good, and him just like showing up at sporting events.
Oh,
He's,
because you guys.
he's straight now, which is really funny.
Yeah.
He's like not gay Timmy right now. He's straight Timmy right
Yeah,
now.
it's
He
beau-
went to Turkey. He got a haircut. He has a weird little mustache going on.
He's been dating a Kardashian for like
There's
a couple.
pregnancy rumors around
Oh,
Kylie, which will
shit.
really upset Club Chalamet.
Oh my god.
So I'm
Oh,
on it.
Chalamet.
But my other 2
Yeah.
are It Ends With Us,
I thought
which
about
had
this
one of the most and continues to have.
feels dark now.
Yeah, it
The
felt dark
the
in the
counter,
moment.
The counter suit is really
Oh
heating
my
things up
gosh.
for me.
Yeah,
It's January now. This will
Yeah.
come out a month, so some
Yeah.
other stuff may have come out
yeah,
in It Ends With Us saga.
yeah.
Yes.
And then my big recency bias is Ray Fiennes showing up to New Year's Eve to the only way he's promoted Conclave to go.
No. You are forgetting his appearance on Watch What Happens Live.
Ralph Fiennes he's been doing crazy stuff. Voldemort's out here pressing.
Stop taking my answers. But I will say my second runner-up, which is not specifically a press tour, but I think it could be counted as a press tour to us all, given the amount of times we're in the theater, is Speak No Evil's 8-month trailer run, which is a press tour of its own.
Oh my god.
That is a press tour.
Wicked was on both of your lists.
Yes,
though, right?
Wicked was easily my runner-up if I wasn't just such a fan of Dakota Johnson's work. Wicked was really good stuff. Although, I started to get really annoyed about it pretty early on because it kept going. Like, the movie was out and they were kept still doing interviews.
Well, that's because they have to keep the hype up for part 2.
Yeah.
And part 2.
Isn't part 2 called something else?
Wicked Part 2.
No, they made it like a name for it.
They
changed the name of Wicked.
Wicked 2.
Fact check.
Wicked, for good.
Boo!
It's right here.
I do want to come out in defense of Act 2 of Wicked because people are like, oh, all the good songs are in part 1. What's it even going to be about? Blah, 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 blah. The horniest song in Wicked comes in Act 2. It comes when Fiyero and Elphaba basically consummate their love via song. It is amazing. It is so good. Have you not listened to the soundtrack? As long as your mind is sexy and no good deed bangs. For good, so good. March of the Wind Touches me. Wonderful.
We're just letting you cook here.
I could sing any of those songs.
You sure could.
At a moment's notice.
You sure could.
And I just want to say, for the record, since we're live, I did not sing out loud in either of my 2 Wicked viewings. And that was so hard.
I can't attest to that.
That's the hardest thing I've had to do in movies this year. The hardest thing.
No.
Other than long legs.
I was gonna say.
I was trying to find an Austin Butler joke, but I couldn't get there.
I was gonna say you're not quoting the entirety of When Harry Met Sally when we saw it.
Yes, that was. I actually did.
Always hard.
I did though. I said a lot of it to Alex. I just
Well,
whispered it to him.
That was kind of my experience when we watched Heat. I was like just sitting there trying not to like lose my mind. Also, while we're here, we should say I watched Heat for both these two their first time. I had already seen it obviously because it's a masterpiece, and them like starting to comprehend what Al Pacino was about to do for the next 2 hours was such a beautiful thing.
Butt.
She's got a great ass.
I would like
for
to
those
try.
who are not watching at home, Jasper just did an excellent hand to ass.
Well, that's what he does
motion.
in the movie. His hands start really close to each other, and he's down low volume wise. And then he opens up his register as he opens up his hands. So at the end, eyes bugging, hands out, great ass. These guys are good. Oh, these guys. Oh, never mind. We can't talk about it. Okay. Next award. That was me. We all did winners there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Sophia, you're up.
All right. I will go with a topic tried and true to my heart. Movies that Republican parents will just eat up in 2024.
I feel like this was a good
really
year
good
for
about
the
my
dad
winner.
movie, you know? And I think this is a similar but slightly different category than a dad movie. But do you want to like define specifically what types of movies appeal to Republican parents?
I think that there is the Venn diagram of dad and Republican parents could be argued is a circle, but
No.
Not my dad.
but
Not my
Hashtag not my
experience.
father.
but you know,
My dad plays with Legos.
that's very chill. But I think that there's a level of like family and morals and westerns, Western elements,
A Western is on my list.
patriotism
Okay.
that Republican parents just really eat up. Also, they love a story, like a true start to finish, no real like thinking.
Thinking's overrated.
Thinking is overrated. You know, they just want the exact thing laid out for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had some nominees here. I'm going to go first. Some of
Yeah.
my nominees, A Complete Unknown, which I actually haven't seen yet, but it feels Republican to me.
Do you know who Bob Dylan is?
Just the old.
He was at the March on Washington.
Dude, but the parents.
That's
the
a dad movie.
but not a Republican
I
movie.
agree.
But
I
here's
agree.
The thing, here's the thing, though. They don't care. They saw Bob Marley, One Love.
Who?
Parents.
Name one parent.
My parents are Republican.
No,
They
name
did
one
not
parent who saw that movie. I don't know one person who saw that
No.
movie.
Bob Marley, One Love made $180 million.
And my parents
Worldwide.
did not contribute a cent to that.
That's
Yeah.
not many movies made that money. As I'm saying, a lot of people saw Bob Marley, One Love, which I didn't put here. But I also had, where is this? Saturday Night, which felt a little bit like a parent movie, and then I had
Do
Horizon.
Republicans like Saturday Night Live?
They like. I feel like the idea is they like old Saturday Night Live and they hate the new stuff.
Okay.
Mm,
Like they're like Chevy Chase. What a guy.
yeah.
Okay.
There is a-
I see that.
There is a theme of like back in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things
Exactly.
were
Which
so
is
much better.
kind of the whole Saturday Night vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Sophia, I feel like you're the expert here. Educate us. What do we got on the list?
Hate to say, at a close. This is not my number one, but
Mm.
Horizon: an American Saga Chapter 1 coming in at a close number 2,
Mm.
and my third place, Twisters.
Twisters
Yeah.
is some classic. dad
Twisters is
cinema.
on my list.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a movie that I think I and my father, not a Republican, were some of like 500 people to see this Netflix film that I think was written by ChatGPT called "Find Me Falling," with
Would you
starring Harry Connick Jr.
Can you? So I've never heard of this movie. Read what the letterbox plot
Okay.
summary says.
Fall in love with life again.
Mm.
God, I've been out of love with life for so long.
After a failed comeback album, a rock star, Harry Connick Jr., retreats to a cliffside home on Cyprus, which I just want to, this is not in the blurb, but it's like the suicide cliff house. Like people come to his backyard to jump off a cliff and kill themselves.
Wait,
dark.
that is
In the movie?
it's a central plot point.
This is dark.
Only to find his new life complicated by visitors and an old flame.
Whoa.
Does the old flame want to kill herself?
No,
Oh.
I gave this movie
Is
1
there-
star on Letterboxd.
Are the visitors in the old flame are different?
No.
It's one visitor. And
May
it's
I
the old
spoil?
flame.
May I spoil?
Go ahead.
Okay, so Harry Connick Jr. He's tatted up and shirtless in a lot of this movie, which is weird.
Isn't he a he did the When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, he's a
soundtrack.
legitimate musician, but
Yeah.
he should not act.
He's also
And-
in Independence Day.
Excellent. And he is he goes to this weird house on a cliff, doesn't do any research, and he's like, why did I get this for such a good price? And it's because it's a suicide house. And so he very ineffectually tries to build a fence. That's a plot point.
Uh-huh.
Befriends a cop,
Mm-hmm.
Republican.
Naturally.
And refuses to go buy his own groceries and has them all delivered for him. Republican to me. Rich Republican to me.
Yeah.
And then this young woman is like becomes his delivery person, and they strike up you think it's a romance, and you feel really weird about it because she's like probably 21 and he's like 50 something, and you're like, please don't go in this direction, please don't go in this direction. And then you realize that she's his daughter.
Oh shit. Damn, that's a 1-star film for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Not my number one though.
now your number one. My number one is Juror number 2.
Same.
Just the most Republican
Yes.
movie to come out this year, I think, far away.
I say with my chest, yes.
I went different. I went Yacht Rock, a documentary.
I think that's a really good pick.
Which,
good-
and may I just
super
say,
solid.
Yacht Rock : a documentary spelled D-O-C-K.
Yeah,
It
that's-
literally has a pun in the name.
Yes.
Excellent at
It
Sean
is
Fantasy
so
at the Ringer. Excellent
good.
stuff.
It's so good.
As the credits were rolling, I go, Sean Fantasy produced.
I said that out loud to myself in my home.
And my sister goes, who's Sean Fantasy? I said, no.
I will say, going back to Juror number 2, though, it's been fascinating for a movie that I thought was pretty like mundane, how wildly different some people are feeling about it. I think you guys are negative on it.
I am absolutely negative on it.
I love the premise.
I love
And then
premise
I thought
too.
it was boring.
See, it's such a just a movie you imagine your grandpa sat you down and like just lock in.
Yeah.
You sit there and think about moral quandaries. I think it's pretty good, but a lot of people in my life who are younger than 40 did
Yeah.
not like
But
it.
I'm also a Nicholas Hoult truther.
Mm,
I will support him in anything he does.
love that guy.
Except for that movie that I haven't seen. Have you seen The Order yet? His
no,
neo-Nazi movie?
my parents saw it when I was home. They
Okay.
just went without me. It was messed up.
Have you seen Rebel Ridge yet? That's a separate
I
thing.
have.
Should I watch it?
Great.
Okay.
Well, Yes, it's good. But
I know you're
Rebel
gonna
Ridge
edit
is-
this part out. I'm just asking now.
Why would I edit it out? Rebel Ridge is the thing where it's like the whole point of the hero is he like really doesn't want to hurt people. He's like super trained Marine who enters a small town and a bunch of racist people kept on like threatening him. He's like, I really, really don't want to hurt people. So if you make it through the like hour where he's like refusing to do stuff, the last hour where he like goes at these people is awesome. But I can see why some people might have checked out.
So instead of that, I'll finish The Town.
Just watch The Town. Did you know? You definitely don't know. The head coach of the Boston Celtics apparently watches The Town before every game.
That's insane.
There are 81 games a year.
That's insane. I would love to see every single Letterboxd review.
You think he's logging it?
I think so.
At Joe Missoula.
He's
Drop
got
the
a burner
letterbox.
like Charlie XCX. I'm just waiting for it to be leaked.
The Charlie. All right, we got to
Whatever,
stay on
keep
track.
going.
All right. Last awards for each of us.
Oh.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can read mine.
All right. Well, your last one is biggest quote, damn, that took me out, unquote, movie moment.
Yeah.
And to
Do you-
clarify what that means,
Yeah.
it is a scene, a moment, a performance, a remark that is so out of pocket.
Yeah.
You're like, what am I doing here?
I think this
Why
was the
am I
one-
seeing a movie? What does this even mean? What are we as a society doing here?
This was the one that I had the most ideas for. So I think we just do one nominee each right now, and then
Okay.
we lead up to our winners.
Okay.
How many nominees or thoughts do you have here?
I have 5.
Okay, I have 4.
I only have 2.
I have
Okay.
One of which
4
being my
nominees
winner.
and then a winner.
Okay, yeah, I also 4. All right, you do one first.
Okay. In Love Lies Bleeding, when she just turns into the Hulk.
Yes.
That's my runner up actually. She just turns into the Hulk, and Sophia and I go, what the fuck?
I haven't seen it. Has she not been like? Isn't she strong the whole time?
No, but she like
Mm.
has.
She
They
turns
make
into
her
the Hulk.
roid rage literal,
Oh.
and then she like
She's
picks
like-
Kristen Stewart up in her giant hand.
And puts her in like a kangaroo type.
It's
What?
so weird. It's
Okay.
so weird.
I think that counts. I had a young Tom Hanks being de-aged, walking like a 6-year-old, but he's pretending to be like a kid in here. So Tom Hanks in here plays a whole bunch of ages of himself. Here's a crazy movie that takes place just in one living room over the course of like this family's life. There's also a bunch of other stuff going on, which we'll talk about later. Spoiler alert. But Tom Hanks plays this 18-year-old like rambunctious teenager, but he can't like jump around anymore. He's old. So it's like young Tom Hanks like kind of limping around this couch and stuff. And it's just 10 minutes of this movie, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna like this. So
I
that's
hate
what
to
had.
say it because I love so many Tom Hanks movies, but he should stop acting. I think.
I think so. I forget who does this take. It's a good take. It's that Tom Hanks is one of our most famous people, most willing to do the weirdest shit.
Mm.
It's like no one, like Robert De Niro is not doing the Elvis accent. But
yeah,
Tom
but Robert
Hanks
De Niro's
totally
in that insane movie with Zac Efron where he's just
Oh,
like,
Dirty Grandpa.
yeah, which was one of the most
Dirty
uncomfortable
Grandpa.
family viewing experiences I've
You
had.
turned on
recently.
Dirty Grandpa with your family?
It was not my call. I had never seen it. I didn't know what was happening to us.
All right. You do one more and then we'll ramp up so we're all doing that.
Okay. Every time the villain in Madame Web spoke in his 80-yard
one.
voice,
Excellent one.
where you were like, and then I think that she is the villain. Like it's like that's how he spoke. It was insane. It
Yeah.
made no sense.
Yeah, it seems like, and I read something that said this might have been true, that he was doing an accent on set that they then told him wasn't good.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't use any of the footage of him speaking. So every time the villain is talking,
It's someone else.
It's someone else, and it's the camera's behind his head.
Yeah.
It's
It's remarkable. It's cinema.
it's really oh boy. I had and I have the direct quote here. You took that legendary photo of the Antifa massacre from Civil War.
That is a great one. That is a great call.
She's like,
Oh,
you're
you
such
got
a
me
cool
there, Jasper.
photographer.
Oh,
you
that
took
is-
that legendary photo of the Antifa massacre. And I'm like, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh. Oh, that
Okay,
was
Sophia,
perfect.
do one of yours.
Oh man, I would say I have. This is almost a tie with my number one,
Okay.
but I think recency bias makes my number one what it is. You have not seen Strange Darling?
No.
Okay.
Spoil it.
When I have a lot of problems with Strange Darling, but particularly when she fakes sexual assault in order to get away.
Whoa.
It is horrifying to watch, and it enrages me.
Okay.
And it ruined the entire movie for me.
Okay, crossing
Lily?
that off a list. Lily, what you got? You follow that.
You know, I didn't feel that way. I had a great time in that movie. I scrolled away from my thing. I had the entire editing of Defying Gravity in Wicked, which made me so
Excellent.
mad. John M. Chu, guillotine for that.
That movie
You
wouldn't
take
end.
you take the crescendo, the most important song, and you freaking fragment it 6
Yeah.
different times. So by the time she actually gets to the note, you're like, thank God, we just got to the note. And then her cape is getting mysteriously bigger the entire time.
Yeah.
And it just looks awful. The CGI is
I didn't like the way the
horrible.
flying looked.
Horrible. It looks horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's honestly not that complicated of a song. Just let her sing the song.
No.
Cynthia Erivo has an amazing voice. I saw her on Broadway once and I cried so hard through the intermission that an
What was
usher
she-
asked me if I was okay.
What was she in?
The Color Purple was
Wow.
magical.
That would have been
It was
unbelievable.
magical. But yeah, I really hate that.
Yeah.
They cut the music twice.
No, they cut the music like 4 times.
It was, yeah.
Because they intercut all this like classic blockbuster stuff.
Yeah.
It's like every character's about to achieve their goal right when she's singing it, which
Yeah.
you can't do in a musical like on Broadway. And it works for like the first half, but then you're like, I know this note's coming, and it won't come.
Yeah.
And
It's
you're
just,
also
it's
you've
irritating.
been in the theater for 19 hours.
Yeah, it's really irritating.
The movie's pretty long. I have 2 more.
Okay.
I have Paul Mescal's big speech in Gladiator 2, which I thought he was not good at.
I think I was asleep during
Because
that.
the whole time you're like, Paul Mescal's fine, and then he has to do like the Russell Crowe thing where he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, you must follow me into arms," and
He's miscast.
I'm like, no, I'm not following this
I
guy
would-
anywhere.
I will counter you and
Okay.
say Pedro Pascal's entire performance in Gladiator 2.
I don't know what he was doing. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
He's like, will someone please cast me in a gay role? Will someone please let me be
I don't know.
homosexual on
He-
screen?
He is this actor that keeps getting cast in like these like huge franchises who like doesn't seem to want to be there.
No, he
One
wants to be like
He
a
wants to be
character
art house.
actor. Yeah.
dude, you know what he wants? He wants to be in a Luca movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Everyone
want-
wants
I
to
want
be in a
him in a
Luca
Luca
movie.
movie.
Oh, you know, might have just come to that. The other one I had that's not my winner is, and I won't tell you what this is because I don't think a lot of people who are listening to this have seen it, and I like this movie. Memoir of a Snail is a really good stop motion thing. There's a reveal of what the husband is up to that is really dark,
Mm.
and I won't spoil it, but it made me sad. And then the movie started making jokes again, and I was like, "That's the saddest shit I've ever heard."
Oh.
Please stop, movie.
Oh, no.
But it's a very funny, dark Australian comedy.
Okay.
All right,
I have one more nominee.
one
before
more
my
nominee.
In Conclave, when they're like, the new pope has female chromosomes.
When they,
Oh my
when they
God.
reveal, when they
And
reveal.
someone in the crowd goes, trans pope?
No, okay. So the thing about Conclave is, and you and Madeline were definitely talking about this.
We left that, we were like, what the fuck? And then Madeline, who like was raised Catholic, went on a rant about how this is not accurate and about how her Irish Catholic parents are gonna be so mad when they see. She goes, you know what? I love Isabella Rossellini, but she would not be allowed to speak.
no, she clearly would not speak. No woman has talked the whole movie. She's the first woman talks like an hour, like, not doesn't belong here. The thing about Conclave is, if you would cut the movie off 10 minutes earlier,
It's a perfect
5-star
movie.
film.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah, I'm like having a great time. Then that
Perfect
last
movie.
sentence, I'm like, ugh.
I would
Yeah.
have been more satisfied if they just didn't tell us who won.
I liked it.
No, I like the win. The win
I
I,
like
thought was
the
pretty
win.
telegraphed. I
Yeah,
thought it was
but I
obvious
think like
he
if
was
you
gonna
don't
win.
get that win, you leave feeling like you needed it. You leave
Mm.
wanting more. But then you get what you were asking for, and then they're like, "What about this?" And you're like, "Nah."
Yeah.
Okay.
Winner?
Winner. My winner. Naming the love interest Chad in My Old Ass. I could
I haven't
not.
seen
I
it.
haven't seen it either.
The whole time, so My Old Ass, Aubrey Plaza's herself in the
Yeah.
future, and she's like, the one thing you cannot do is like start hanging out with this guy Chad. And so then the whole movie, they're like, Chad seems great, and the whole time I'm like, Chad, you're this tied in knots over some douchebag named Chad.
Chad.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, you go.
What took me out? Act 2 of The Brutalist in its entirety.
I have a specific scene in Act 2, but I
Yes.
hear
Well,
you.
Yeah, which we will not be
We
discussing.
won't
We won't
discuss.
As it is still not wide. Like
No,
my
still
friends
not
who
wide.
don't live in New York have not seen The
No,
Brutalist.
But I'll say this: when Madeline saw The Brutalist, she sent me the quote of Guy Pearce saying like, "Whatever you do is so interesting" or whatever to Adrian Brody.
intellectually stimulating.
Intellectually stimulating. And she sent that to me in quotes, and I go, let's check in with you after Act 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone comes out at intermission was like, that is like Ashley Ann, who's also in BFC, texts me in intermission. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I love movies.
Yep. Yes.
And then I
It's
did
a
not hear
high.
a word from her after Act 2.
No, I sat there. Drove home because I'm in LA, which sucks, by the way. It's crazy that you guys are out here driving home from the movies and not walking home and seeing like New York City. You're lame for this one. But yeah.
Yeah.
The Brutalist is great and people should see it because I do like talking about The
Yeah.
Brutalist.
As do I. Do I. It's certainly worth seeing.
Yes.
I was just
No, I think this is a
Taken
good
out.
winner.
of Act 2.
Am I the only one at the table who's seen Amelia Perez?
You couldn't pay me to watch Amelia Perez.
I
People are
watched
gonna try
Amelia
and get me to
Perez
watch
with
it.
my whole family.
Wild.
I watch every single movie that is nominated for Best Picture, and Amelia Perez will likely be nominated for Best Picture. I don't know why. It is one of the worst things I've ever seen. My sibling who majored in musical theater at Wesleyan,
Ever heard of it?
which is, I have seen some horrible theater productions there, goes, I now understand why people hate musical theater. It's terrible. And the scene that took me out, there were many, but the first scene that took me out that then my family kept quoting to each other was when Zoe Saldana needs to find a plastic
She's Natiri
surgeon.
in Avatar, if anyone was
She's
wondering.
a lawyer in this movie, a human lawyer with real skin. Her first time ever getting to be
Range.
an actual person.
Oh, that's right, because she's in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, she's also in
Anyway.
Star Trek in a real skin, to be clear.
She is basically kind of blackmailed by this cartel boss.
Carcel?
Cartel boss.
I was like, who's Marcel?
Cartel boss. Cartel is just jail. This cartel boss who wants to transition, and is like, I need you to find me a plastic surgeon who will do this for me in secret. And so Zoe Saldana travels to, I think, Sweden, and there's a musical number in this hospital.
Oh.
And I kid you not, a line is penis to vagina, vagina to penis.
What?
I love that song. My
And
favorite.
my whole family went, what?
Oh my god. The thing about Amelia Perez is they're totally gonna nominate it. You're so right. And it's gonna be the type of movie that everyone's like, why do people care about the Oscars?
You know what?
They
I
like
hope
this movie.
and here's the thing. So many of the songs from Amelia Perez have been nominated. Like the Golden Globes are, the day that we are filming this, the Golden Globes are coming out. That's
Yeah.
tonight. And I hope there's a performance of an Amelia Perez song.
Oh my god. Me too now. Because I'm not gonna. You couldn't pay me to watch that movie. Okay. Did I do mine? You did yours. We're all good
Yes.
on
Yeah.
that moment. Okay. 2 more awards, very related. We kind of did this nice. I'm gonna do mine, and then we'll end with Sophia's.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna do worst movie I will defend as good, aka the I'll die
Should we
on
all
this
say
hill
Jasper's
award.
at the same time?
1, 2, 3.
Megalopolis!
Oh.
Boo!
Now here's the thing. Guys. You got to do what I did. You got to wait too long, so it's not playing at the Lincoln Square IMAX anymore. So you got to go to Times Square. You got to pop an edible. You got to walk through 18 escalators to get up to the IMAX theater.
Popped a Molly.
I'm
You can
sweating.
edit that
Woo! And then basically I sat there and the whole theater started off being like, this is going to be a masterpiece. And then we all slowly realized we were watching a B movie. And then once we got to there, it was delightful for 2 hours. What a time. Every actor in that movie thinks they're doing something else. It's great. I love it. I've also thought about it a lot since it came out. Not in like the way Francis Ford Coppola would like me to think about it. But, you know, I think the name WoW Platinum like once a week. So,
As is your right.
as is my right. I also think it's just funny and cool. And I like that Adam Driver has a crazy haircut. And I like that people head to the club. It's just fun. I don't know. I like Megalopolis. Fuck
It
it.
features my favorite cameo. Well, my second favorite cameo of the year.
Your first one was Chris Evans in Deadpool and Wolverine, right?
Obviously. My second was Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth in Wicked.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. I would imagine that everybody
Yeah.
has
this
seen
point.
it at this point.
Yeah.
Given
We
that
spoiled
it's
like 100 movies.
February.
Yeah.
Features my third favorite spoiler, which is Grace Vanderwall of Ukulele America's Got Talent fame coming out in a full ballerina costume and doing a song, doing a musical number.
Oh, yeah.
I was shook to my core. I have not seen that. I didn't even know she was old. Now she's like our age.
Are we old?
Last time,
No, we're young and vibrant.
okay, last time I saw her, she was 11 doing ukulele performances.
I don't know
of
who this
America's
is,
Got
and
Talent.
I didn't see this movie.
You
Doesn't
gotta see
matter.
this movie.
This is a deep cut.
This movie
This is for
rocks.
people who watch America's
Yeah.
Got Talent with their parents growing up.
Apparently, Francis Ford Coppola did.
Once, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we got my mom and dad tickets to go watch the auditions of
Fun.
America's Got Talent, and there's a video of them in like doing a reaction, and then we were like, "Oh, did you see that act?" They're like, we didn't see that act. They just cut us in randomly, like an act we didn't see.
No.
So it's them being like, "Wow," to someone they've never seen before in their life.
That
So
sucks.
television is fake,
Yes, it
and
is.
movies are real. Okay. Some of the worst movies you guys will
Right.
defend.
Oh yes. Do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
I really only have one.
All right.
I just have my winner.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give some of the other ones I will defend because I'm more of a lover of bad movies than
Yes.
these two.
That's
Um,
not true. I
well-
just have one that I'm gonna go to bat for, and we
Uh,
all know what it is.
The two bad action movies that are good this year are The Beekeeper and Carry On, which
I
are
really thought
both
you were gonna
fun.
say Deadpool versus Wolverine.
No, that movie sucks. I will defend Horizon: American Saga Dash Chapter 1 till the day I die. I also think Gladiator 2 is kind of in this
No.
boat as
No.
well.
No, boo.
Okay, what are your winners here?
CGI sharks.
CGI sharks. It was fun.
Okay, can we all say mine at the same time?
I don't know what yours is.
Oh, Madame Web.
You think it's good?
I think that we will be watching it in years to come for fun.
No.
It is a cult classic
No.
in the making. It honestly was people went to go
Wait,
see it
wait.
because they knew it was going to
Are
be a
you
cult
saying
classic.
you see the future? And in the future,
In your Prada sunglasses.
I saw this movie with Jasper. We made plans to see this movie.
we sure did.
I think it was like the third movie we'd ever seen together.
Early days.
And I took an edible. Jasper, I think, decided to be on a tea break that night, and so did not get high with me.
Not that night. There was a couple weeks there where I was like, not smoking weed anymore.
And I had also had a glass of wine before because I was super early. And I made friends with this gay couple who were also turned out to be in front of us, and we were maybe 6 people
It was
in
just
the
us.
entire theater. And we recognized each other, and they go, "Hey, you want to take an edible?" And I was like, "Already on one, babe." And then I saw God. That movie was so incredible. There's like a part where Dakota Johnson is holding on to like a Coke or a Diet Pepsi and never opens it for like
I've
a
seen that
really
going
long time.
around.
Yeah, there's also like she goes to Peru and comes back in like a minute. In a minute.
Well, she's got to go to Peru because
Yeah.
that's where her dad was researching spiders in the rainforest
Right.
before he died.
Except that that's like not really in the movie.
No,
they
that
just
wa-
use that in marketing.
I will say, if the movie fully leaned into being really stupid, I would like
It's
it a
the
little
maddest
bit
I've ever seen Jasper at a
because it
movie.
was like I love a movie that is terrible but is winking at itself and being terrible. This movie is so close, but it's so clear
It's so
someone
funny.
tried to make it good.
It's so
what
funny.
movie was
and
winking at itself this year?
and
that
I-
you-
wait,
that
but
you're
I
proud
just-
of?
The Beekeeper.
I wish that I had told Sophia that I was doing this
Mm.
so that you could pull up the audio message that I sent you as I left Madame Web still high.
You can send it to me. I'll figure it out.
I'll
Okay.
find it. I will.
Sophia, what was your winner for this?
My winner is Annabelle.
Didn't see it.
Oh,
Didn't see it. That would be on my movie. I forgot it came out this year.
I don't even know what that is.
Are you serious?
I'm sure I saw like 18 trailers for it.
The ballerina vampire that
Oh.
takes over the home and kills everybody one by one.
One by one.
Oh my goodness. A Russian billionaire heiress to an oil empire who happens to be a vampire
Wow.
and just plies and just twirling around and just like biting people and violently killing them.
Oh my god.
It is magic
It is magic.
to me personally.
I just looked up when we saw Madame Web, and it
Yeah.
will be almost 1 year to the day of when this podcast
Oh
comes
my
out.
gosh.
We saw it
Everyone
on
go
February
see Madame
21st.
Web in celebration. February 20. Wow. That's so exciting. All right. I'm going to see if there's any other movies that I'll defend as good that are bad.
Mm.
Nah.
I will.
I like The Young Woman in the Sea, but I don't think that's a bad movie. I think it's like a good movie. Also, Bad Boys Ride or Die probably belongs on here as well. Even though I think that movie at this point is just good. Okay. Last award is Sofia's. Do you want to read it out? I'll read it out.
Yeah, go ahead and read it out.
It is supporting actor who carried an otherwise terrible movie. Kind of on theme.
Yes.
I have a few nominees for this. Do you guys have nominees or just winners?
I do have a few nominees.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I'll go
Lily,
first.
Do you have nominees or
I
just...
have 2 nominees and a winner.
Okay.
All right,
you...
go first, Lily.
Almost picked him, but Jesse Plemons in Civil War.
I think this is a good one. I didn't put it on here, but I think it's a good one.
Um,
He's the only part of that movie that's like, because that scene is
Yeah.
good.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should have died on the hill of Civil War.
yeah. I
It's a bad
thought
movie.
that movie was bad. And
I
then
liked it.
I feel like we might all have the same winner, or Sophie and I might have the same
I don't
winner.
have the
so
same
my
winner as
other
you.
one is a movie that, again, I don't think anyone else saw, which was The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Affairs.
I have scrolled past that one on a...
That
And
should have
I
been
will-
on my forget.
And I will say Isa Gonzalez in that movie.
Love
Isaac
her.
Gonzalez and-
I don't know what she said at any time.
Who cares?
I don't know. I
matter.
just whatever was happening in the movie didn't
Mm.
matter anymore, which was to the benefit of the movie.
Okay.
Yes.
I had 3 nominees here that aren't winning. I had Kevin Durand, who played the evil ape in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which a movie I thought was okay, but I thought he was
I'm
very
on
good.
NBA Twitter and movie Twitter, and I did not know that happened.
Isn't he very
No,
active
not
on
Kevin
Twitter?
Durant.
What did you say?
Kevin.
You said
his,
Kevin Durant.
his name is Kevin Durand. Durand.
Oh, I heard
And-
Kevin
I heard
Durant.
Kevin Durant, and
And I-
that's why we laughed.
And I
Kevin
go,
Durand.
he tweets a lot. Yeah, I feel like he'd be promoting that movie.
He's a god tier Twitter.
Well, we do got to
Twitter.
get. Now I'm saying this. Let's get Kevin Durant in an apes movie. As an ape, to be clear. I also had Lamorne Morris in Saturday Night. He is good. That movie is bad.
Mm.
And then I had Woody Harrelson in Fly Me to the Moon. A
Mm.
bad movie, but he
Fly Me
just
to the
pops up.
Moon.
Another
somewhere.
movie I forgot came out this
Yeah.
year.
I saw
Yeah.
that movie to avoid seeing other people.
Nice.
It was great. I needed to kill 2 hours to avoid going to a party.
Smart.
Oh yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Who's
It's
going
bad.
first with their winner?
I haven't even thrown some
Oh,
nominees.
I thought
yeah,
you did.
get some more nominees
Sorry.
in there.
No. I've got Denzel in Gladiator
That's
2.
my
Thought
winner.
about
Oh, that's your
this.
winner.
That's my winner.
Okay. That's your winner.
She's
Yeah.
electric. I think
Yeah.
Gladiator 2 is a little bit better than you guys do, obviously, but
He
I
freaked
agree.
it.
Yeah.
He freaked it.
He freaked it. He stood up for the bisexuals.
I
Yeah.
also like the way he, because everyone in a Gladiator movie has to say Rome in a certain way. They gotta like Rome,
He was just a New Yorker in that movie.
and he says Rome in a completely different way. I'm not even gonna bother trying to do a Denzel, but like
Yeah.
he's very good.
I've got Adam Driver in Megalopolis.
I think he's great in Megalopolis.
I do too. I would argue that he
Wait,
carried
is he
in
not the
otherwise.
lead?
Well, it's an
It's fine.
ensemble cast.
We made up the award. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
And I've got Jenny Slate in It Ends With Us.
Didn't see it, but I hear that it's bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, we saw it
She's-
hungover.
She's quite charming.
Okay,
Yes.
I like Jenny Slate.
As do
Yeah.
Who doesn't? I had this dual winners here.
Okay.
In the movie here, there is a subplot of people who used to live in this house, and one couple invented the lazy boy. And their whole storyline is just about how the guy's really trying to perfect the lazy boy, and they cut back to him every 20 minutes. And he's like, "It's not quite it," and the girl sits in it. It's whatever. And then by the end of the movie, they've invented the lazy boy, and I just thought it was fun, and I would have watched a whole movie about them.
Have any very famous directors over 68, other than Martin Scorsese, made a good movie in the past 5 years?
Depends on what you think
Like
about West Side
Coppola?
Story.
No. Spielberg? No. I guess
Soderbergh?
West Side Story is objectively,
It's West Side Story has an Enzo problem, but
it's good,
yeah, it's just
but
the
it's just
lead sucks.
it's also, I don't really like West Side Story as a
Fair
musical.
Soderbergh? No.
Soderbergh
Soderbergh?
is not over 68 years old.
Oh,
He's
is
in
he
his
young?
40s, isn't he?
I don't know.
He was born in 1963.
Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis. Books probably have been written about what's going on with Robert Zemeckis these days.
Marty's movies just
Coppola-
keep getting longer.
Marty was gonna, but you're gonna say Killers of the Flower Moon wasn't good.
No, I thought it was very,
Yeah.
very good. He could have used an intermission.
I
Yeah.
liked Crimes of the Future.
I'm not a
I'll say
Cronenberg
it.
He's over
guy.
68. Okay.
Yes.
I'll give you that one.
Okay.
you.
Did you had your winner? Everyone's got a
I
winner.
was Denzel. Yeah.
I have a winner that I haven't
Yeah.
said.
Let's say it.
Frodo the Cat in Quiet Place Day 1.
I love that
I
pick.
didn't even know you saw that movie.
I-
Sure did.
That cat is unbelievable.
Carried. Frodo the Cat carried that movie. I think about that cat
It's a
semi-regularly.
really, really cute cat.
So
And
cute.
it's one of the things I don't really care if the humans lived or died. I really wanted that
Yeah.
cat to survive because
Yeah.
that cat's in peril a lot.
Yes.
But
It's
also
carried a lot, and it carried the movie.
the other thing
Lupita's
is
literally carrying it.
there are also scenes where the cat runs away at the beginning of like the action scene, and then right at the end she goes, "Where's my cat?" And then the cat comes back. So I couldn't figure out what the cat would be up to. Okay, anything else you guys want to say? That's 9 awards. We gave them out.
That's it.
That's it.
Favorite movie of 2024?
Dune Part 2.
I thought you said you didn't like it.
What do you mean? I gave it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. I very much like that movie. I'm not like in love with Austin Butler in it, but you know.
For those who aren't at home, Lily made quite the noise and quite the face.
What are you guys' favorite movies of the year?
It's a two-way tie
Okay.
between Dune Part 2
Dune Part 2.
and The Substance.
Okay.
And my least favorite movie of the year, Challengers.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Rap World?
Okay.
Genuinely.
5 stars.
Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2.
The Substance. And I think the number one in terms of like I cannot in good faith put Rap World actually number one.
I don't see why you couldn't.
Nickel Boys.
I gotta see that.
No one has seen it yet to talk to me about it, and I need people to get off their asses.
I'll
and
probably
go
be
see
seeing
this
that this
movie.
week. I've
And
had to
go
do
see this
family
movie.
stuff, you know.
Go see this
Oh,
movie.
also, just because it's my podcast or whatever, I've been watching these weird epic French movies over the last week that have been fantastic. So shout out The Three Musketeers, D'Artagnan, The Three Musketeers, Milady, and The Count of Monte Cristo. All written by the same people, all fucking awesome. So shouting them out. Anything else you want to shout out before we're done?
You.
Woo! Me.
Yeah, Jasper.
Total Recall.
Total Recall is back on Monday. We'll see you
Season
then.
2.
All right. That is a wrap on the first ever Total Recall Awards, the third most important awards ever given out in the history of humankind. What are the first two? I'm so glad you asked. Number one, it's the first Olympic gold medal given to, let me check my notes here. It says Caesar. It's got to be an ape, right? It's got to be Caesar the ape. Number two, it says the Nobel Prize given to Barack Obama for being cool. And then number three is us. That feels good. I'm happy with third. I'm also happy with Ross, who did the artwork. I'm happy with Chase, who did the music. And I'm happy with you for listening. We'll see you next week in season 2.